Yo, what's going on everyone? My name is Zeppelin and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm reacting to stuff that some of you may be surprised by if you are someone who actually watches me react to things rather than just joining to see me react to a certain thing that you like, which is of course is okay. That's what a lot of people do, that's what I do for a lot of channels. But today I thought I'd have a look at some songs by Billie Eilish off the new Happier Than Ever album, and the reason I'm doing this is because I actually think she's a very good artist with a very good producer that seems to be bridging a very nice middle ground in the music industry today, where she is very popular and in the mainstream, but also has a lot of respect from people outside the quote-unquote mainstream of music these days. You have a lot of people who will be even way more intricate in their music writing, such as Tom York, for example, praising the stuff that Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas, I think is his name, does with her as well. She is, I think, very good. Now, all of her music isn't to my taste, and as a matter of fact, to kind of just brief you on how I know of Billie Eilish's stuff, is that I found out some of her music way before the first album. I actually, not to be hipster about it, but I actually kind of knew of her music way before she had blown up, or maybe you could just say just as she was beginning to blow up. And I was a big fan of the music, I liked what she was releasing, but then by the time the first album came out, I actually did not like the first album. Now, granted, I have not heard every song from the first album, but I've heard lots of them, because Billie Eilish is radio fodder. I mean, it's just all you'd hear on the radio at a certain point, and a lot of what I heard I didn't like. I thought there were cool elements in there, but like the song Bad Guy, for example, was a big one for her. I'm not a big fan of that at all. It's kind of everything that she's done in and around album releases that I've liked, on the EPs and singles she released before the album and even after the album, with My Future, I think is the name of one of the songs, I thought was very good, and my all-time favourite song was Everything I Wanted. Now, that could have been on the first album, and I could be making myself look like a fool there, I don't actually remember, but I'm pretty sure that came out after the first album. But feel free to correct me on that. I could be wrong, and I'm not going to sit here and Google it now. We're going to get in, we're going to get listening. I might not sit and do the whole album on recording, but I will if people like them. So I'm probably going to do two here, so there'll probably be one and two, one after the other. So if you're watching this, it just comes out, I'll be reacting to, or the next song on the album, the reactions to that will be out tomorrow. And I just want to see how these videos do, because Billie Eilish is a very oversaturated artist as well, and you know, I want to be honest with you guys, I'm trying to play the game here, the game, so to speak. You know, I don't want to be reacting to a whole album if it's not going to get any views. I'd rather sit and listen to it in my own time, but if people see it and enjoy it, I'd more than happily do it on the channel. Remember to make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe so I know that you're interested in this kind of stuff and want to see more. And if you have any requests, any thought and opinions on this reaction, or anything whatsoever to do with this video, make sure to leave them down in the comments below. Without further ado, let's get into the first song from the Billie Eilish Happier Than Ever album, Getting Older.
I'm getting older, I think I'm aging well. I wish someone had told me I'd be doing this by myself. There's reasons that I'm thankful, there's a lot I'm grateful for, but it's different when a stranger's always waiting at your door. Which is
Very topical
because the stranger seems
for her, that is, like,
more than anyone before. Too bad they're usually deranged. Last week
they are. A lot of Billie Eilish fans can be a bit over the top. But not you though, that you're watching, you're great.
Can't shake the feeling that I'm just bad at healing, and maybe that's the reason every sentence sounds rehearsed. which is ironic because when I wasn't honest, I was still being ignored. Begging for attention.
Okay, I feel like I'm just gonna pause here, trying to avoid copyright. I feel like it's going somewhere, so I can't really say much yet. I mean, one I suppose maybe this is a good point to maybe throw out a criticism, and it's not just necessarily of Billie Eilish, but of pop music in general. It's actually just got something I was discussing with my dad a few weeks ago, who himself has a master's in music, so he knows quite a fair amount about music. And we're saying, I made the point about how with artists in general, I think any successful musician or really impassioned, not even any musician, all right, who can write lyrics has something to say. It's the same even the little things that I write here and there that never really get anywhere. They're writing because they have something to say, and they write the lyrics and they go, right, I need to, if I want to do this as music, I need to put music behind this and have that thing that I wanted to say sort of be elevated. But what happens is that a lot of these people are so eager to get out what they have to say in the pop industry that they purposefully, was maybe sometimes not even purposely, but I do think sometimes it's purposefully, they dumb down the music, like the actual music behind the lyrics, so that it's easier to get a hold of, so more people will listen, and also it's easier to write, it's quicker to write. I mean, I can always go back to Radiohead's one of the best examples in that they write music that complements the lyrics, and you could go even to Muse. A lot of their music is very grandiose, uprising, love. It's all these very basic, grand lyrics, and the music complements that a lot. The music complements that that sort of tone. You know, it's very loud, it's in your face, it's classical elements, it's bashful. But a lot of pop, and what could be even said about maybe this just as its beginning, it's just a simple beat, so she's getting at what she's trying to say. You can't really say, so far at least in what I've heard, that the sounds that have been chosen musically are complementing what is trying to be said. Now, that's just my opinion, and again, that could change as the song goes on, but it's sort of, I just thought it was a good opportunity to get out what I think of pop and the pop industry at the moment in general. When they're not doing 80s rip-offs, they're doing very basic chord structures to talk about any topics that have no real correlation music-wise. You know, you think of what Johnny Greenwood does, and why maybe Radiohead are so good, is that Greenwood does scores for films. You're literally writing to complement the emotion of the scene that is going on in front of you, and that should translate into how music is written. The emotion of the sound should translate into the emotion of the lyrics, and a lot of the time in today's music, it doesn't. No, if you're doing a purposeful contrast, that's different. Like if you're doing happy music over something that's really sad, purposefully to try and give this sort of artistic contrast, then that's fine. But I guarantee a lot of what goes on in the pop industry today isn't that. And I could probably go into this in more depth, and I'd maybe do it in a separate video if you'd be interested in that. Again, go down to the comments, make sure to let me know. But that's just that's a rant I wanted to get out there about pop music. But let's keep going anyway and see how this goes.
Now we're estranged. Things I once enjoyed just keep me employed.
There's very, very subtle things building now in the background of the mix. This is where the good producing comes into play. Which Billie Eilish stuff is brilliantly produced. It's a nice part there. I quite like that.
That we care so much until we don't. I'm getting older, I've got more on my shoulders, but I'm getting better at admitting when I'm wrong.
Interesting.
I'm happier than ever, at least that's my endeavor, to keep myself together and prioritize my pleasure. 'Cause to be honest, I just wish that what I promised would depend on what I'm given, not on his permission. Wasn't my decision to be abused. Things I once
I'm gonna let this play. I don't think I should pause. I need to hear how this goes.
Just keep me employed now. Things I'm longing for. Someday I'll be bored of. It's so weird that we care so much until we don't. But next week I hope I'm somewhere laughing for anybody asking. I promise I'll be fine. I've had some trauma, did things I didn't wanna, was too afraid to tell ya, but now I think it's time.
Okay. Oh, that's on to the next song. Make sure to pause that. Okay, so that was Getting Older by Billie Eilish, the first song from the Happier Than Ever album. Okay, I like the song. I do, but it's... Oh, there's two parts of me colliding at the moment, and that I like some of the progressions in there. I did like what was done vocally, even though it could maybe be considered a little cliche of what she does by now. It's very... I think what saves it is the very minuscule touches in the production. The production has saved this one 100%. I would not want to listen to this at a concert, unless it was like an acoustic session. This isn't what I'd want to listen to. However, would I have this on in the background when I'm doing things around the house, whatever? 100%. It's good. It's simple. Maybe me on a different day would say it's overly simple, but it works. In terms of the theme of the album, I don't really know where the theme is going as of yet, so I can't really make any comments if the first song is setting up the theme of the album well. I mean, that's another thing that kind of scares me here, is that we've got, what, 16 songs, and the runtime of the album's 55 minutes. Those are a lot of very short songs, and I think any artist who really can do a lot production wise, maybe has a lot to say, will always have one song in there that's a 5 minute. Is there any... Okay, Happier Than Ever's about to hit 5 minutes, I suppose, but 16 songs seems like a lot for a 50 something minute runtime. And I mean, yeah, that scares me. Two and a half, unless they're just like simple pieces. And it depends where this album goes, if this is an album that sticks very much with the theme that it's trying to set, or if it's just a sort of, what would you call it, a throwing in of thoughts and simple little pieces. So like one day I'd wake up, hey, I have a simple idea, it's only two and a half minutes, let's throw it on there. Which, if it works, it works, and we'll have to wait and see to see if it works. I mean, this one now is 2.5 minutes. Next, it'll be one of the shorter ones, one of the shortest ones on the album. So we'll see if it works. But that is all I've got for this video anyway. I think out of 10, I will give this a 7.8, because I think an 8 or above means that I really like it, and I don't really want to put it there yet, but it could go up to an 8. This whole album could go beyond an 8. It's just how it grows on me. Again, I've heard some reviews of this album, and I've heard it's very good. I've heard it's very good, and as I said, I really like what she does and what she represents in the music industry. Except for the fans, I see a lot of weird stuff with Billie Eilish fans. I think a lot of people need to calm down a little bit, you know. But I think that's just with very popular people in general. They cross over into that level of that fandom where it's just people can act very strange. But yeah, that's something for a different time. Let me know what you thought. Please leave a like, go down to the comments, let me know what you thought. That's the order I meant to say it in. And subscribe if you want to see more. And there'll be another video, Billie Eilish Happier Than Ever reaction. I didn't change my number. I'll be recording that now, and that'll be out the day after this video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. I hope to see you for it, and until next time, peace.